Hello, it's the Past Life Detective here, and I'm sitting in a freezing cold park, but it's rather lovely in England, and it's called Chapelfield Park, and it's about 4 degrees centigrade, but I'm well wrapped up, as you can see. So I just wanted to introduce myself today and explain a little bit about what I mean when I say I can sleuth past lives based on keys and clues and synchronicities. So this is not a method that uses regression or hypnotherapy, so it's a little bit different from the norm, and it's something that just started to happen to me 8 or 9 years ago. And I'd like to give you an example of what I've developed over the years, and that's to do with location synchronicities. So originally I've got the main character in the book called Rose, and the book is called Past Lives That Matter. And what I started to notice she's got 3 lives in the book, all around medieval times, and she had been born on or near some of the places that her modern day life had taken part. One example was that she'd moved to a new town away from a big busy city, and she moved to Norwich, which is a medieval town, and then it all started to happen. So she lived in the same street as 2 of her past lives, and then she realised that she'd actually been born in a little village up on the north coast of Norfolk, and it was about 20 minutes from where one of her past life characters in Tudor times had been born, and so on and so forth. So either they'd been buried or they'd worked somewhere, and then Rose, the character, who is based on a true story, had actually herself either been drawn to work somewhere, or she'd gone to live there, or round the corner, not too far. And so over the years, that was a case of putting it all together like a big jigsaw puzzle, and each new clue would be like a fresh scent for the past life detective to go and explore. And then, whilst uncovering the location synchronicities, there were other mysterious things that came up that all seemed to interlink and confirm to the past life detective that she was on the right scent. And I'm doing a series now to tell you all about those little curiosities and how I developed all my ideas, and how that could be useful for helping you if you're interested in sleuthing your past lives and their significance in your life today. Rose and Annabel had walked along this part of the Thames as part of their commute to work, Woolwich Arsenal being on their way home. This was of course where Henry VIII had built his impressive weapons arsenal and also his pride and joy, the Royal Navy. They also came to live next to Greenwich Park and would walk there most weekends. There's still a small pen of the original royal deer at the park too. Although Rose had since moved away to Norfolk, Annabel still works and lives in that very area. Synchronicities such as these 8 locations are important clues used by the past life detective to determine a person's key connections to their past lives. It is said that often a soul feels comfortable in a familiar location and chooses to return to it again and again. It may also be because there are unresolved issues or karma of some kind that the higher self decides to return to with a view to releasing and healing any trauma patterns. Find out more about the Past Life Detective's offerings to either explore your own past lives or do a soul contract release. You will also find a link to the book, Past Lives That Matter, How to Remember, Heal and Transform Them